these seeds for about 5 days now. I did chamomile, calendula, and echinacea. The echinacea has not sprouted at all yet, which is slightly concerning, but we're gonna keep trying with that one. That's okay. We do have this chamomile. I planted a lot of it because I didn't think a lot of it would sprout, but we do have a lot of sprouts coming out here. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna come out, so I'm just gonna lightly put them on the top. I know they need a good amount of light, but these two bottom planters, they get a lot, or they don't get a lot of sun, but this top planter here is getting like direct sun right now. And I live in Florida, so direct sun isn't the same. It doesn't mean the same thing as it means in some places. In Florida, direct sun is not very good for a lot of plants. So I don't think I want to plant the chamomile on that. But I also don't know if this is like getting enough sun at all. So not too sure. If anything, these are movable. So if I need to move it to sun, that's okay too. I'm just gonna put them lightly on the top. I'm not gonna bury them too deep because they are pretty small still. And I will say the tininess of chamomile seeds scare me because they're so tiny. They look so fragile to me. And like sprinkle it on top. And then the slightly easier ones will be the calendulas over here. These are easier just because they're bigger and there's not as much sprouting seeds. But as you can see, we've got little tiny roots growing. So I'm just going to go ahead and bury them gently. We'll make like little holes. Nothing too crazy. Again, they'll find their way to the sun. You don't have to be so exact when you do this kind of stuff, I've realized. Again, I don't know how much sun they're going to be getting here. If anything, at least until they're more established, I can maybe poke them out in the sun before I go to work. Because I go to work at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so maybe I can give them some sun. And I think that's probably it. I'm going to actually put this back in the bag because if anything else germinates, we'll go ahead and plant those too. Also, before I forget, I'm just going to go ahead and make some little tags out of extra cardboard so I know what plants are in which pots. I mean, in the beginning, it's easy to know like what you planted because there's only a couple things as I'm restarting my garden here, but I know from experience that I forget really easily. I'm just going to go ahead and make a couple of these little shapes. Down here. The vegetables and stuff like that will be in the back. Brace yourself. Brace yourself for what you're about to see. It's very, very messy out there. So, as you can see, we desperately need to mow the lawn, which my brother in law is going to be doing in a few days here. So, we'll be able to get started in here. But this is the bed. This is the bed right here. It is absolutely overgrown, but basically, once he mows this backyard, I'll go ahead and start watering the soil gradually, like every day, trying to like toss it around and stuff. I do have new soil to add on top of it, but I don't want to like have to take out the soil completely. So we're just going to keep watering it, try to fertilize it, see what we can do with it. Just because I don't have the time, energy, or money to go ahead and refill this myself. So that'll be the next big project. But as you can see, we have a lot of lawn to mow here as well. There's a couple wildflowers here. I forgot what they're called. They're not chamomile, they're not feverfew, there's something else. I forget what they're called though. And then our trees have also kind of gone a little crazy too. And as you can see, we have a bird feeder right over there. I can't see, it's too bright. I think it's right there. We need to get bird food for that because I've been hearing like a baby bird somewhere in this tree by our window. Um, and so I would love to get some little treats for mom and stuff. So yeah, we'll be working on this week. Not today. Hello, lizard. All right, let's go. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I filmed any kind of vlog or anything like that. Yeah, today is the 22nd. Yesterday was the summer solstice. I had a couple things planned, nothing too crazy. I haven't been practicing like witchcraft, I haven't been gardening. I've been really out of tune with nature and like my spirituality and stuff like that. I've been really leaning into like cyber and computers and gaming and stuff like that, because obviously that's my other interest. I do have a second channel called Cyber Dahlia. If you're interested in gaming, collecting, stuff like that, I post that stuff over there. So I was really focusing on that stuff, mostly because like I'm going into computer science now as a major as well, so it's just become part of my life, and that's something that's okay. I think I was struggling with that for a while because I was like, how do I continue a life of like gardening and like spirituality and stuff while also being like pretty online? But I think there's a good balance for everything, and I think it's okay and I can do both, and I think that's something I really had to reassure myself on. But yeah, yesterday was the summer solstice. I had a couple plans, not too many crazy things. I wanted to charge up my crystals just because they've been sitting in dust for a long time. I wanted to plant some plants, do some sun tea, and that was kind of it. I wasn't planning on doing anything crazy for the summer solstice, because a big thing about like witchcraft and just spirituality in general that I enjoy is that it's very personal. It's very focused on like how you perceive things, how you want to practice and stuff like that. There's no like dedicated like you need to do this. And so as I'm going back into all this stuff, I really just want to do what feels right for me and not what I feel like I should do to be considered like a true witch. Because if we're being so honest, there's a lot of things about witchcraft that I don't personally subscribe to. I don't personally practice myself. So a lot of that can make me feel like I'm not a true witch. And I still struggle to call myself a witch. I don't know if I would particularly call myself a witch, or just say like maybe I practice a lot of witch like traditions. As I was trying to say, but I ended up sleeping actually for most of the day. I was sick yesterday. I called out of work, and I ended up sleeping from I think I called out at 2 and I went to sleep until about 8 o'clock, so I slept pretty much the entire day. I did get to charge my crystals during that time, so I was able to do that, and I did germinate seeds like a few days ago. So basically today what I did was I planted those seeds that I had germinated a couple days ago into the beds that I prepared, and then I am also drying orange slices. I started this yesterday, but because I started at 8, it was late, so I'm starting again now. I do have to go to work in probably 40 minutes here now, so I'm just trying to get as much drying as I can in, and I'll continue tonight if I need to, but they're mostly good. There's just some moisture that needs to get out a little bit more. And then I wanted to do sun tea, but I don't have too many ingredients here. I have some herbs, and I do have an orange I can use, but I kind of wanted to use more fruits that felt more summery. So I think I'm gonna probably do that on my day off, which is Wednesday and Thursday. My body needed sleep that day. I was sick, I wasn't feeling good, my body wanted to sleep, so I slept, and I did with what my body naturally felt like I needed to do. But I can still celebrate the summer and stuff like that afterwards or before as well, so I'm not too bummed about it. But yeah, that's what I've kind of been doing the last few days. Honestly, just taking everything slow at a time, not trying to be perfect, not trying to do too much, doing things that feel right to me, and yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to touch up on that, but I do have to get ready for work now. I do work a night schedule now. I guess it's been a year since I've posted here, right? So yeah, I have a new job now. I work nights, usually 4 to 1, 3:30 to 12, or lately I've been getting 3 to 11:30, which is cool. But basically night shifts. I work at a call center.
gonna try to do that, see how it comes out. Maybe like kind of like a lavender latte, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. Some more milk, just regular milk, and a little bit of sugar because it was really strong. Actually, I did not expect the lavender to actually be that strong, but now that I think about it, I definitely put too much lavender in. I have like a natural tendency to do like 3 pinchfuls of lavender, and in this scenario for 1 cup of milk it was just too much. So if you're gonna do that, do a little bit less lavender, unless you really want a strong like bitter lavender taste. But after I added milk and sugar, it actually tastes like a lavender latte, which is really cool. I do think this will taste pretty good as an iced drink, especially because it's summer now. So I might throw some ice in here, make it into an iced latte.
Kind of impulsively decided to just mow the lawn myself because my brother-in-law canceled on me. And yeah, it's very messy. As you can see, it's like not super even or anything like that. We have a really cheap lawnmower. It needs to be plugged in, so I have a really long extension cord, and to keep it on you have to like hold this down, which makes my arm hurt after a while. So it's not super neat, but honestly I just needed to be able to walk through it without being scared of like a snake or something. So I'm kind of glad that at least it's walkable now. I am going to cut some of these trees back a little bit just because they're getting pretty close to our window, and I don't want it to be so close. So I'm just going to trim these a little bit. They're also draping down very low. Like my height is like about here, so I have to kind of duck under to get over them. So Good morning, friends. Today's actually Saturday. It's been a couple days. Like I said, I have a lot of health conditions that if you've watched this channel for a while, you already know that. I already have spoken about this multiple times, but I have a lot of allergies to things outside. I just don't do well in the heat and a lot of other things. So by the time I finished mowing the lawn, I was starting to feel like overstimulated and just like starting to feel all the stuff starting to hit. So I knew I had to go straight to a shower. So I really didn't get to do anything. I pulled out most of the weeds in the little bed, but there's still more weeds I have to pull out. And then I have to kind of toss the soil around, add new soil, water it, and then we can start planting for real. Which hopefully I'm going to try to do tomorrow. I do have to work today in about like 3 hours, so I have time to do it, but I just showered and I don't want to get myself like dirty and stinky and stuff, so I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I think it's a female because it's like brown. I want to say it's a cardinal, like a female cardinal. So I've come outside to check on the progress on these little plants. We have the calendula. I did move them to the top, by the way. I felt like they weren't getting enough sun. But we have the calendula, which look like they're growing pretty well. Not too much growth. No true leaves are coming out yet, which is okay. They still have time, but we need to water them for sure. The chamomile are doing a little less good. You can see little baby sprouts everywhere, which is good. I think they just look so fragile, it scares me, but I think they'll be fine. While we're here, I did want to discuss like what the plans for my garden is. Now, I live in Florida. It's a very finicky and difficult, that's the same word. It's a very finicky climate to work with. A lot of things that work for other gardeners will not work for me here. So I had to learn to adapt to Florida's climate. Now, I don't plan on staying in Florida forever. We actually had plans to move across the country next year, but unfortunately that has been put on hold because of financial and also just we're not ready. We're not ready. As much as I want to get out of Florida, it's just not the time yet. But until we leave Florida, I will have to adapt to the Florida climate of gardening. So, in that sense, things that I know work good in Florida are tomatoes and peppers. They grow extremely well here. I've never had issues with them. I've harvested plenty of my own of these, so those are the first things I'm going to grow. On top of that, there's some other things I really enjoy eating that I have had no success in growing, and that is cucumbers and zucchini. If you have grown them before, you know that they are a host to so many pests that if you don't like pay attention to them and take good care of them, they can easily like swamp your whole garden. But I would really love to grow my own zucchini and cucumbers because I use them in so many things, like cooking, water. Like I just love cucumber water is my favorite thing, but I just don't go out of my way to buy cucumbers every week, so I don't have it very often. And then some herbs that I would like that are a little bit more finicky because it's Florida and herbs don't grow well here. Chamomile, calendula, echinacea. I've given up on lavender. Does not grow well here in Florida. Feverfew would be cool. Dandelion would be cool. And those are weeds, so you would think I could grow them, but morning, guys. I washed my hair the day before yesterday, and tell me how it is so greasy today. It's just so hot and sweaty in Florida right now that my hair just cannot go like a day without getting greasy, which is really annoying. So it's all clipped up right now. That's why I look like that. We're just gonna deal with it. But today is Monday. I think it's been like a week since I started filming. I know I haven't done too much. I wanted to get a lot more done in this video. Like, I wanted to plant. I mean, to be fair, it was a lot of work. We had to reset up our beds, which is what took up most of the time, obviously. We had to mow the lawn. I did plant the chamomile and the calendula. The calendula is doing fine. No true leaves yet, but they're doing fine. The chamomile, I see some sprouts. I don't see as much as I would like, so I'm thinking about just sprinkling a couple more seeds in that bed without germinating them, just kind of like throwing them in the bed just to see. But we do have some sprouts in there, so it's not a lost cause. And then the back bed that I was working on, it's been storming in Florida, so it's been getting plenty of water, which is good because that thing was dried out. I drove to Panera because they have this new like Caesar bread. It's like Caesar salad and bread basically, and I've been really craving that. So I drove to Panera a little bit ago to get that, and should have just went to Walmart while I was at it because it's right there. But um, my sciatica was so bad in the car the whole time I was in pain. So I don't know if I want to go out again. I think that's okay for the sake of this video. I think we're okay for now. We will continue working on the garden throughout the next few months and stuff like that, so I don't want to have to like rush anything either. So I think we just kind of end that video here. I think we celebrate what we've done this week, and we make plans for the next next time to see what we can get in the garden, either Wednesday or Thursday. So that'll probably be next vlog where we'll go ahead and go to the plant shop, get um some plants set up in the beds and stuff like that. So maybe a little bit more of an exciting video next time. But this is my first video back. I just want to have something up. I just want to say hi again. I want to show you guys how I'm slowly, gradually getting back into the swing of things. I don't want to do too much because that's not realistic. The need to pace is very prominent in me. I'm so sorry that I do it all the time. I'm always pacing when I'm talking in vlogs, but and then I get out of breath and it sounds all breathy. But I'm about to film a video for my other channel as well. Again, that channel is called Cyber Dahlia. That's where I post my gaming, my collecting, and there's gonna be a little bit of commentary stuff there. Not too much, more so commentary on very specific things that I like collecting Pokemon cards, maybe some gaming stuff. This channel is going to be for the witchy stuff, the gardening stuff, and probably also my before when I used to do university vlogs. It'll probably be something like that. Because I will be going back to school this fall. I don't know if I mentioned it, and I probably haven't because this vlog has been all over the place. I am no longer a plant science major. Unfortunately, in I think it was 2024, I think I had to medically withdraw from university because of my health. And while I was doing that, I had to take at least one semester off according to the rules of a medical withdrawal. And while I was doing that, I realized that I have so many health conditions and so many allergies and things that really don't work well with long hours outside. And I've made no improvements in my health. I've actually only gotten worse over the years. And so I made the difficult decision to stop studying plant science because all the things that I imagine myself doing with plant science does not bode well with my health. And as much as I hate to let my health win that argument there, I was starting to see it as I was getting like my internship and stuff going. I was starting to see it, and obviously I still like to garden and stuff, but I garden in very short bursts or on days where I feel like I can do a little bit more than normal. If it was like a full time job or if it was like my actual career, I don't know how long I could do it before my health would get really bad. So I am no longer a plant science major, unfortunately. I only had a year left and I was so close to finishing, but I have decided to pursue computer science instead, which, as you can kind of tell by my two different YouTube channels, my interests usually are like that. I'm very earthy nature, plants. And then on the other side of me, I'm very like technology. I like computers, I like coding, I like gaming. Obviously, I really like to game, and I've always had an interest in like technology and stuff like that. So very different sides with this, like very different sides of me, but they're both there. And so I decided to pursue computer science as my alternative. I am definitely upset about the choice, but like I said, I do feel like it's the choice for me. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can still enjoy plants. I can still study biology and stuff without having to make it like my career. But yeah, that's a little bit of an update there. But besides that, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. It was so nice to vlog like I used to vlog. I miss these type of videos. Thank you again for being back here and for giving this channel another little chance after I kind of like ditched it for a little bit. But I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a good week. I hope you drink lots of water, and yeah. Okay, bye.